And welcome guys, welcome back to Kitchen King. Today is the day we are doing my all-time favorite, the dish that I actually learned cooking with. My all-time, I went once to a restaurant, an Italian restaurant, and I had some chicken Alfredo and I fell in love. Today we are recreating that dish, but home style, Kitchen King style, the better style. We're gonna start out today with chopping a little bit of our vegetables and we'll get cooking. We're gonna start out with sharpening our equipment. A sharp knife means you get to keep all your toes. And we're gonna go right to the onions. Once we got done chopping our onions, our garlic, our herbs, we start cooking the chicken. To cook our chicken breast, we take a cast iron skillet and we just put in a tad, about 2 tablespoons or so of olive oil. Medium heat. Once we got the chicken in the cast iron skillet, we're gonna get our pasta water ready. And then we're gonna put a little bit of salt into the fettuccine water. We're gonna turn down the heat on our chicken so it cooks nice and evenly through and does not dry it out. And at the same time, we're gonna get our water ready to steam our broccoli. To start our fettuccine Alfredo, the Alfredo sauce is gonna be super creamy, super garlicky, super saucy, just the way I like it. We're gonna start our heat, and we're gonna start out with putting in a little bit of butter. Once our butter is in, we're gonna let it melt down a little bit to create a nice coating on the bottom of the saucepan. And into the saucepan or pot, I want to add a little bit of garlic. Just kidding, a lot of garlic. Garlic in. And you want to cook that garlic until it becomes fragrant, until the smells start coming out. I like to cook my Alfredo on low heat through the whole process. Takes a lot of simmering, cheesy melting, all that good stuff. In the meantime, we want to keep an eye on our chicken to make sure we don't dry it out. The bottoms still need a little bit more, so we're just going to keep it on medium heat and let it slow cook. It'll be done by the time our Alfredo is ready to go. Once our garlic starts sizzling and becomes fragrant, we're going to add in a little bit of chopped onion. We're going to give that a really good mix and let it brown up slightly, start to wilt. Once our onion and garlic starts turning color, we're gonna add in some homemade pesto. Guys, if you want the recipe of how I make my homemade pesto, comment below. We'll make a separate video on that. Then we're gonna check our chicken. And give it a little bit more time on the bottom before we flip it over. Once we got our pesto in, we're gonna give it a good mix. Then we're gonna take our heavy whipping cream and we're gonna add about 2 to 3 cups. And we're gonna turn down the heat even more and just let it simmer. We're gonna give it a good, nice stir, and we're just gonna let it simmer. Get all that moisture out of there. Thicken up. Then we're gonna come over here and we're gonna cut the florets off our broccoli, just the tops. I don't like the stems, I like the tops. the tops when they soften up. Stems we'll throw away. We got our broccoli all cut up and we're gonna stick it in the steamer. We're just gonna let it steam. We're gonna come back and check on our Alfredo, and we're gonna give it a little bit more heat just to get the simmer going. And then we're gonna check on our chicken. Give it a little bit more time on the bottoms here, and then we'll flip it. We're gonna chop up some fresh oregano. Oh, the fragrance of this oregano is overwhelming. Smells so good. Once we got our oregano chopped, we're gonna go and chop up some fresh basils. I got these today on a stem at the local grocery store. It's fresh. Oh, it smells so good. We're gonna come back to the stove and we're gonna give this chicken one good flip. The bottom is turning out crispy. And then we're gonna give our Alfredo a nice stir. It's simmering beautifully. We want it to simmer down and to keep on thickening it up, so we're gonna low and slow. Once your Alfredo has been simmering for a while, next thing we're gonna add is some Parmesan cheese, and a lot of it. Just shred it all in. Look at that goodness. Once we're done shredding the cheese, we're gonna give it a nice stir. Just stir it in there. Stir in all the Parmesan. What we're looking for is consistency. Nice and thick Alfredo sauce. Super saucy, garlicky. Oh my goodness, it's just starting to smell good. Another thing I like to add into my Alfredo is some shredded mozzarella cheese. Once you add the mozzarella cheese, keep on stirring it and trying to get that consistency. Low and slow is the trick here. Once our broccoli is steamed, we're gonna turn off the burner and we're gonna take it to the sink and we're gonna strain it. You guys still there? Good. Then you want to come back to the Alfredo. Hey cameraman, come in close, come in close. Just show the people the consistency and the simmering we got going on here. Look at that. Look at that. Now that is what you call Alfredo. Oh my goodness, it smells so good. By the time we were done smelling our Alfredo, our water is boiling. It's time for fettuccine. Once you guys got a nice handful of fettuccine, throw it in the pot, and what I like to do is add a little bit of olive oil to keep it from sticking. Oh my goodness, this Alfredo is just simmering down to pure perfection. We're gonna turn down the heat even more. We're gonna give it a taste test to see if it's got enough seasoning. Guys, that is perfect. Then we're gonna add a little bit of cracked pepper in there, about 5 or 6 twists, maybe more. And a tad bit of salt. Give it a good mix. Thing with Alfredo, the more it cools, the thicker it's gonna get. Once the Alfredo is done, we'll add in a little bit of broccoli. Once you guys added your broccoli, give it a, just mix it in. Mix it in really nice in here. Look at the consistency of it. The smell, guys, is unbelievable. The chicken looks great. Looks like it's almost done. We're gonna give it a couple more minutes and then we're gonna check the internal temp. We wanna be at about that 160 degrees. A little bit more, about 165. I don't like to cook it too long because I don't like dry chicken. Once the chicken hits about 163 degrees, we'll take it on the cutting board and get it ready to plate up. Guys, this chicken is so juicy. Oh my goodness. Once we get our chicken in the cutting board, we're gonna sharpen our utensils again and we're gonna start slicing it up. Guys, look at the juices just coming out of that chicken. Still crispy on the outside, look at that. Beautiful. Once we're done slicing up with the chicken, we're gonna put a little bit of salt on it and then we're gonna go strain our pasta. Getting exciting up in here. We're gonna put on our little claw thingies. We're gonna take our pot and bring it to the strainer. Oh, look at that. Beautiful fettuccine. While the pot is still hot, we're gonna throw a little bit of butter in there and let it melt down before we stick our pasta back in there. We're gonna put the pasta back in, and we don't need to salt the pasta because we already put salt in the water when it was cooking. Then we're gonna give it a good mix. I don't like using this. That's too hot too. We're gonna put our gloves on. This is how my mama taught me to do it. Before we plate up, what I like to do is put in a little bit of fresh oregano into the pasta, not into the Alfredo. What happens is the oregano ends up steaming through and creates this beautiful aroma. Give it a good mix. Oh my goodness, the smell, unbelievable. It's time to plate it up, guys. We're gonna take some pasta and we're gonna put it right on our serving plate. Beautiful, beautiful. Guys, it's only as good as it looks. If it looks good, it tastes good. Remember that. Look at this Alfredo, guys. We're gonna take couple pieces of nice broccoli. Beautiful, look at that. Then we're gonna take some of this creamy sauce, creamy cheesy sauce, and we're gonna put it over the pasta. I like my pasta super saucy. Oh my goodness, look how beautiful this is. Guys, the aroma, the smell is just unbelievable. Then we're gonna take our chicken and we're gonna put it on the pasta. We're gonna garnish it with some fresh basil. And we're not done yet. We're gonna take a little bit more Alfredo and just drizzle it on the chicken. And then some fresh oregano to finish it off. Just a touch. This is what the perfect chicken Alfredo looks like. It does not get any better than this. If you're looking for the recipe to impress your guests, impress your family, this is it. This is how it's done. The smell is beautiful. What we're gonna do now is the moment I've been waiting for, is give it a nice little taste test. Guys, the moment of truth. So scrumptious, garlicky, creamy. The fragrance and the aromas of the herbs, super, super good. Perfectly seasoned. The fettuccine is perfectly cooked, super good. Guys, if you're not doing this recipe from Kitchen King, you guys might be doing it wrong. But this is the way to go. Anyways, that's a wrap for today. If you guys like this video, comment, like, subscribe. We'll be putting more videos out. You guys have a great day. See you later.